southeastern New Mexico, buck stitch here, staying neck deep in rough, tough cowboy stuff. Finally got Murdock here to the house, and he's been here probably week, 2 weeks, and all I've been is feeding him and been real busy with that horse sale and got that out of the way and got back home and tried to get everything caught up. But anyways, he's been here, he's eating a full round bell already, and these horses are just so wild that they fret so bad, and they could be standing on top of all the food they could eat, but they fret and they just rib up. I hate it. But I've got Frosty coming out of it. He kind of looked like a doggy calf for a little while. Frosty's coming out of it. Blue Duck is on his way out of it too. I've seen all these horses hog fat and on the muscle, and they're immaculate. And but anyways, just going to kind of work through this here. Murdock is the one that, one of the ones, but he was the one that set the bar, no pun intended. But he's the one I was talking about that tried to jump out the minute he was alone with you in the alleyway. And anyways, in the process of catching them one at a time to halter break them, when it became his turn, it was quite the chore. But anyways, he tried to jump out of that alleyway, and he caught that top rung on the pipe there about the middle of his forehead, just above his eyes, and he just pulled all that hide down. And I backed off, and I just like, golly, you know, and I talked to my partner and told him, I said, you know, what do you think? You know, should we just leave him alone? And he said, well, it's up to you, you know. And I said, well, I don't want him to hurt himself, and of course, I don't want him to hurt me. And but anyways, the decision we made was to kind of ease on with him, and I got him halter broke, and I can catch him right now with this buggy whip, as wild as he is, and lead him around in here with it. But he's absolutely wild. I started messing with him the other night. It was dark. I was going to get a video, but I got him in here and I gypped him around, and I was just trying to get him to look to me and get hooked up with me instead of looking and thinking about jumping out of this round pen. Now, it's 7 foot tall. He's going to have a hard time. I've seen one horse get halfway over the top of it, and then it was a guess on which way he was going to fall to get back in, but he actually fell back in the round pen. We made a horse out of him. But anyway, I'm going to ease this horse around and just try to get gentle on him. Y'all get to watch. Licking and chewing. He's already learned to link up with me. He's still really, really wild. But as wild as he is, I see a kindness in his eyes. And the horse is beyond intelligent. Like, he's so intelligent, if he decides to be too tough, he can't. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But he could give it up and be one of the best ones any cowboy's ever thrown a leg over, and the toughest, and can stay alive on anything. We've had some major droughts here in New Mexico. trick the other night in the dark. Oh. Oh. All right, Bob. So I'm going to send him right here because he made the wrong choice. The choice he needed to make was to stay there with me because it involves no work. But since he left, I got to make what he done more work than just standing there. Oh. He's starting to process a lot quicker. It's important that between each request or demand that there's a pause of time long enough for them to collect their thoughts, or you are driving them insane. You're really not getting anything done. If that makes any sense. Make the right choice, feller. Oh. 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 You can't help it that you wild and got more energy than you know what to do with, huh? Whoa. Oh, now. All right, guys. Now, believe it or not, with me talking's a little different because it's usually just me and him, or me. This is my second time working with him, but other horses is what I mean. And because I got that around his neck, now he has a sense of secureness in his mind, knowing exactly what he needs to be doing because we've been here before. And he might run off and leave. That's happened a few times. But there's been a connection here. And let's see if I can demonstrate. Did you see him lean into my hand and smell it? He's talking. And these horses communicate with their nose and all kinds of body posture, but their intimate thoughts and processes that run through their mind come out of their nose. He enjoys the smell of my hand, or he's accepted it anyways. And sometimes when you blow in these horses' nose, if they're taking it as a threat, you get pulled down pretty easy, you know. But I've seen kindness in this horse's eyes. If he did anything like that, it'd be out of absolute fear. This horse is not mean, but he's wild. It's kind of hard to do this and talk because they're so sensitive. So the attention span is only for so long. Personally, I believe it has to do with heart rate. A lot of times we'll have to take a horse's heart rate way up and then get him in a place of calm, and then as he's coming down, his heart rate's coming down, his heart, his mind, will, emotions all line up, and what you start putting into them then begins to stick. And what happens is you'll be riding around, everything's great, and then you're thinking, well, have I done too much or what? It starts kind of fizzing out, and what's happening is that heart rate's come down, and so their mind is spreading way out, and so you just change gears, send them on, work them a little bit, take their heart rate up, and depending on where they're at in their learning, and how old they are, and what the conditions are around you, is on how many times you want to take their heart rate up and work on them, whether that takes 30 minutes, 20 minutes. A lot of times I'll get on these horses that have never been rode, and if I can successfully get them to step out and walk and stop and just move their feet, that might take 5-10 minutes, but if all that happens, bang bang bang, and we come to a quiet place where I can step off, that is more than adequate for a first time, because you're working on that muscle between their ears, and then way more than you are just the whole horse. So, thought I'd share.